Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing Nighttime Glam Look Girl 2.0. So this is a look and this is a makeup that I would do on all of my nighttime appearances, or if I'm going to a gala or a fun wedding maybe, those type of things. It's not full coverage. It's still not totally into contouring, but we're doing some powder contouring. We're using the Burgundy MAC 9 palette. It's a kind of plummy, pinky burgundy look, which is one of my favorite colors, and so I'm really excited. Let's get started. Since we're going to be doing a nighttime glam one, we're going to be using a little bit of a thicker foundation, but a more dewy one. I'm not going into foundation contouring, but we are going to do some powder contouring on this one. But let's get started. After clipping our hair back with one of these handy dandy clip pin things that we can find at any Walmart or any beauty store, we're going to be putting on our primer. I've already moisturized my face, and I can go over a skin routine in a later episode that we'll do in a little bit. But this is the Pore Professional from Benefit, and again, I'll put all of these in the link below, but I'm putting around, you know, a dime amount, a little bit, but nothing crazy on my face. I'm going to be spreading that around. That is on my face. It's where I like it. It's not in my hair, but it's tacky and doing what it's going to be doing. We're putting on our foundation. We have our Ecotools Beauty Blender. I have wetted it, and so this is kind of what size they look like when they're dry, and this is when they're wet. So you can see they really blow up, and you're wanting to wet them so that it kind of blends in and gives you more of an airbrush look. What I'm going to be using today, since I got a spray tan, as you can see, I have a little bit of discoloration because I wash my face very, very often. But this is the Fit Me Maybelline in the Dewy and Smooth. It's not the matte one that I usually use, and it's in the color 220. So we're going to be putting that on our beauty blender and then blending it out on all over our face. Alright, now after blending that all over our faces, we are going to be making sure that we're blending it not just underneath our chin, but really making it sure that we're blending it into our neck. Now with these beauty blenders, don't want to like swipe down that motion, but honestly just the dabbing and moving it really helps it blend it out. So after we got into our chin, we're going on to the next part. Now we're using our handy dandy concealer, which is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous. If you've watched my lives, my videos before, you know that I use this all the time. It's my favorite. We're going to be using these in kind of a triangular motion and shape, highlighting underneath their eyes. We're also going to put one stripe on our nose as well, and then we're going to kind of blend that all out. Something that I have found super helpful, and I don't know if this is legal or something that we're supposed to be doing, but I love when I'm blending this in, patting it underneath over my eyelid and also bringing that above my eyebrow as well. So that makes sure that I don't have total raccoon eyes of it just being white underneath my eyes, but it really takes that highlight where it's supposed to be, of above our eyebrow and below it right above our cheekbone as well. Alright, so now since we're doing more of a nighttime look, we're going to bake our face, but not anything crazy because we're not going on stage or anything. We're just doing a nighttime look. I make sure that when I bake my face, I'm only doing it for a little bit amount of time. So we're going to be using the Mercier translucent powder with our Ecotools fan brush. Now it's the highlighting fan brush, but because it's so light, let me grab this for you. Because it's so light and airy, it really works to help us put just a little bit underneath our eyes and right there where we want it. And then we're going to do our eyebrows so it sets for just the perfect amount of time. Alright, so we're not going to totally brush that out now, but we're going to do our eyebrows at the moment. The eyebrow ones I've been using and I love using is this Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow. Is this the pencil? Let me look at this. This is called the Eyebrow Definer. Alright, so it has this on one end, and on the other end it has an angled applicator, and it's really nice because it's not just like a pencil, but it's more of an angled one, so it helps you really get that shape of the brow. We're going to go for the, I guess we're going to divide our eyebrow into thirds real quick. Don't know if that's what we're supposed to do, but we're going to divide it into thirds. So right here, 1/3 2/3. Those are the parts that you're brushing upwards. On this second part, or I guess the last third, you're gonna brush it downwards. And I'll show you what that means. Now when we're doing the 2/3, that means we're brushing it from here to here upwards, and then from this part with the brush, we're just gonna take the outside and go like that with it. We're not gonna brush it down because we don't want that, but we're just gonna kind of direct the hairs that are going upwards in a downward motion, if that makes sense. So the other eye. So after you have the arch and everything, we're going to brush away all our translucent powder that we're letting bake for that little bit of time. We don't want it to totally soak up and crease because then it'll get in the crevices of our faces. What am I saying? We're going to get in there and it's going to look cakey and bakey, and it's going to look like we actually have powder still in there for the days to come, which we don't exactly want. So brushing that away, and then we're going to hairspray our brows, and I'll tell you in a bit. After you've brushed off all the translucent powder, now we're going to hairspray it. Now let me tell you why. Whenever I've used eyebrow gels that are, the clear kind where it brushes them up and it tries to hold them in place, they've worked really well, but it clumps up and I don't like the way that it looks. It makes my eyebrows look like they're not eyebrows and they're not naturally there, but it looks like I actually glued them and scotch taped them to the back of my forehead, which is not ideal. So we're going to be using literal hairspray, and this is the Ecotools. It's called a Spoodle, which is a really fun name, but we're going to be using this and spraying. This is my big sexy hair. It's really great hairspray, by the way, but we're going to be spraying and using this. I know it sounds strange, but just bear with me, it works. All right, now that we've hairsprayed in the direction, we don't want them to be totally crazy and scare everyone that we come in contact with. We're gonna take the very end of the spoodle and just literally line it out. And there's our eyebrows. Moving forward, we're gonna put just a smidgen amount of translucent powder underneath our eyes before we go to the eyeshadow, and then we're gonna be doing that. For this glam look, we're going to be using the Burgundy MAC 9 palette and the Naked Heat palette. So we're just going to be using one color from the Naked Heat and most of the colors from the Burgundy 9, and those are my favorite. It's what I used literally all last year. It's like the only eyeshadow I carried with me, and it was my tried and true. So that's what we're going to be using today. From the Naked Heat palette for our very first color, it's going to be your lightest color. We're going to be using a mixture of these first two. It's Ounce and Chaser. We're going to mix them a little bit together and then put it all over our eye, all the way up to our eyebrow. Alright, so after we've done that with the Ecotools, this is the eyeshadow brush. It's the pretty basic one. It's in the middle of their sizes, but I like it because it helps me cover the entire thing. Oh, hello, Moose. Oh, come here. This is actually my grandparents' dog named Moose. He really does love me, I promise, but probably doesn't love all the makeup. Right, Moose? He's really cute. Furthermore, continuing on our adventure of the night glam is what we're calling it right now. But next thing we're going to do is we're going to be using, this one's been super, super handy. This is one of the new Ecotools brushes. It has two sides. One side is the blend and one side is the smudge, and I've really been loving both sides of it because they work really great. But then the Burgundy MAC 9 comes with 9 colors, and they're all in the, there's different types. There's like a warmer one, but I love the plum with, I've just loved plum. I don't know why, I really like it. We're going to be using this color right here, this one, to kind of use as our transition base color. So we're going to be putting it in this crease, and then we're going to be windshield wipering it in the creases as well. So when I said that we're doing windshield wipers, what I mean is that we're going to be going in the crevice, we're going to be doing a circular motion right here, and then we're going to be taking it and going back and forth like windshield wipers. That really helps it concentrate the pigment right in the corner, but also helps us blend it all the way over. And with this transition color, you're going to want to take it all the way from your corner to the crease. Not all the way up to your brow, because you definitely want that to be where the lightest color of that Chaser from the Naked palette is, but pretty high up. You don't want it to just stop right there. You want to blend it so it goes as high as, you know, your hopes and dreams. After that, we're going to be taking the exact same one, the smudge, or the blend one I should say. We're not using the smudge one yet, but the blend side, and we're going to be using a little bit of a darker one on this one. It's right here in this corner. Right there, it's a little bit darker, but it's still a matte, and so we're going to be using this and doing the exact same motion, just in a smaller range on our eyelid. So again, we basically did the exact same thing that we did with the lighter one. We just did it in a smaller range. So we're not bringing that one all the way up. We're just bringing that to a little bit higher, so it gives it more of a dimension. The next one we're going to be using, this brush is the Precision Blending, and it looks like this, and it's really, really small, which is fantastic. And we're going to be using this one. And if you can see, it's pretty glittery. If I show you, you'll be able to definitely see on my skin how glittery it is, but it's more of a, it's definitely a plum rather than like a neutral plum, which is really fun, but that's why we're using it. We're Night Glam, come on now. Now, all of this fallout is why we put that translucent powder underneath our eyes, and this hand brush is super great, so we can literally just brush that away like we have no care in the world. Continuing that on, we're going to be bringing that lighter color a little bit further into our eye on each side, but not totally, and we're going to be using a darker color and putting that on the crease of our eye. We're going to be taking this next one. It's not matte, but it's also not glittery. That's not correct. What did I just say? I'm leading you guys astray. It's definitely glittery. It's just so dark you can't tell. But we're going to be using this right in the corners of our eyes, and we're not going to be bringing it too far in, but we're just going to be bringing it right in the corners. Alright, now we're going to take, I love this makeup, it's so much fun. We're going to be taking that brush that we used, the double-sided one, and taking the blend one, and we are going to use the pink glitter, and we're going to take it and kind of blend the dark purple one a little bit out, just a smidgen. After, we're going to tap that brush off a little bit, and we're just going to blend it out. Hello, we're zoomed in even more right now so you guys can see what I'm really doing on the under eye. So we're going to be using a really small brush. It's the Ecotools, let me read this off real quick. It's the Ecotools Smudge brush. Ah, that makes more sense. We're going to do underneath our eyes. So we're going to be using the pink shiny color. Where can you see it? Oh, now you can. We're going to be using this pink shiny color right here and using it underneath our eyes. Alright, after that we're going to be taking the darker one right there, that guy, and using it literally like 3 millimeters. We're not doing anything crazy. Also using the smudge brush after we've done that, we're going to take this color right here in the middle. It's a matte one, but it's the darkest one on this, or not darkest, but it's the darkest one before black on this palette. So we're going to be using that right in the corners of our upper eyes. Calm it down, Shields. Now we're on to bronzer and blush. Real fun, real simple. I'm going to be using Hoola from Benefit and the Ecotools bronzer brush. It's super great and it's fanned. We're going to be using our bronzer in the 3 section. So making the number 3, taking it to there, and then back around as well. Warming the outside of our face and also contouring it, but this is again the powder contour. We'll do another video with the foundation contour as well. Now after you've warmed up the outside of your faces and really blended this in and also blended the bottom area as well, we're going to be taking a smaller brush, the Ecotools, which one is this exactly? I think this is the small angled brush, but we're going to be using that to go on the sides of our nose. We're also going to be using this to go a little bit deeper into here. And right at our temples as well. A blush that I really have been loving is Clinique Iced Lotus. That's just a really fun name, so we gotta use it. We're gonna be using the Ecotools blush brush, which is really fantastic. You're gonna be starting, again, this is a thing that you should start with all your makeup, just knowing wherever you're placing it is where the most pigment is going to go. So don't place your blush right here, because then we will have a clown circle, which maybe that's what you're going for, but today we're not going for that look. So we're going out here lightly and then circle motion, blending it in. Now something I like to do is taking our blush brush and bringing it above our forehead and warming up our forehead and our chin as well. Nothing crazy, because you don't want that, but just with the excess, you're not going to reapply, but with the excess, taking it into your corners up here into your chin. To kind of warm your whole face up. Super happy. All right, now we're gonna put on some liner. So I love liquid eyeliner. It's my favorite. This one has obviously been loved because the name is not even on here anymore. It's all fallen off. It's Too Faced. It makes a really great line. It looks like this at the top. It's my favorite. And so I'm gonna zoom the camera in a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So in doing our liquid eyeliner, I'm going to be pulling my eye to the side and getting as close to my eyelashes as possible. Literally almost painting my eyeliner on my eyelashes rather than my eyelid, trying to get the cleanest and most close to my eye line. Now to get a winged line, what we're going to be doing is literally super handy. You're just going to place this right here and down, and you can see there's a little space right there. I'm going to pull that and connect them. And there you have a very, very simple wing line, which makes everyone happy. Or it just makes me happy. I don't know. Right now, before we do anything, we're going to put some fake eyelashes on. Now, I'll do a specific tutorial another day to exactly show you guys the best way to totally put on fake eyelashes and the easiest way possible. But for right now, my main hint is we're going to let them dry. We're going to apply the glue on, sit, finish our makeup, let them dry. Now, while we're letting that dry, we're going to put on mascara and our highlighter. The mascara that I've loved since probably the 7th grade is Luminous. And we're going to be blinking and brushing it upwards to that corner on each eye. After doing that eyeliner, we're going to do highlighter. The highlighting brush that I love from Ecotools, yes, is the highlighting brush for the cheekbones, but we're actually going to be using, this is a airbrush concealer. It's a lot smaller, but it's super, super light, and it really works for using on our nose. So we're going to do that. Highlighter that I love for forever in my life is this Lou Manizer. I love it. It's my favorite. Let me show you what it looks like. This may be, oh yeah, it's pretty. I was gonna wonder if this was broken because I've broken like 5 over the course of this last year. This one's pretty, which is nice. Done all of these and all the highlighters to kind of dull down the highlighters so it doesn't look like I totally have a flashlight nose. We're gonna put our translucent powder and just kind of go over our face one last time, and then we're gonna put our fake eyelashes on. Alright, right now we're going to be putting our liquid lip paint, because if we're going for a night glam look, it's going to be a little bit darker, but it's still going to be a lip paint. So this is Stella. I love it. It's the color of Patina, which is super fun, and it's been really, really great. I've used it a couple times. It's really smooth and doesn't crack after a while, which is really important. Oh no. Why? Why? Although we waited a long time for our eyelashes to dry, we're going to apply them. Wahoo! And then your nighttime glam girl 2.0. Oh wait, we probably need some lip gloss on top of this. A good lip gloss that I like to use that is gonna kind of a nude color, but it works really well, is this L'Oreal. The color is CEO. Hello. And that is our nighttime glam look 2.0. So let me know if you liked it, what you didn't like. I'll be posting all of the products that I used in this look with the colors that I used down below. And let me know. I'm really excited to hear what you guys think and what you guys want to hear more of. So much love.